I guess the biggest reasons why I see people not making progress. Someone was doing bicep curls and they just were like, literally like that, like I'm not even kidding, like, and I'm not even talking about a long time, I'm talking about like a 1 to 2 second hold to squeeze the muscle. You guys, I swear I'm a wizard. How cute, and handwritten notes. And this is where it's so easy to cut corners with lifting. Hello, hello, welcome to another video. Check the background, it's a little bit different, isn't it? My brother and I have literally made because we both work from home, so we literally have made a community office is what we're calling it. And so he's working at that desk, and then I've literally just taken over the kitchen table, and I have a monitor, well, it's his monitor with my laptop, and it's honestly been superb. This is day 3 of doing this. We've been well, he's always productive, but sometimes I tend to like get sidetracked, so I've been so much more productive. It's honestly been a vibe. It's been a vibe and a half, and I've been really enjoying it. But for today's video, I had the idea to share a few of the reasons why, I guess the biggest reasons why I see people not making progress, in hopes to help you guys if you've like plateaued in the gym, or just to do another learning seminar, because I feel like I haven't done like an educational fitness video in a long time. And it just came to me and I was like, let's do it. But first, we're about to go to the gym. I'm dressed, which also, you guys, body image. I just like to be open about this because I like look up to so many people online or whatever the case may be, and it just like relieves me when I hear them struggle about it. I'm not happy that they're struggling, but it's like relieving and comforting, and it makes me feel seen and like validated when I know other people are struggling, I guess. But I don't know what's been going on. I've been having the stomach issue, like I don't know what's going on, except I do kind of know what's going on. I have been incorporating more like animal-based stuff into my diet just to see how it's making me feel, and I feel like it's not making me feel good. But I still think it's a little bit too early to tell. But guess what? So I got an EHP Labs package for the month, and look how freaking huge this box is. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like it's as big as me. I usually always do a haul on my Instagram, but let's do a haul here for you guys on YouTube. This box is so unnecessary, but it was necessary just because of one of the things that I ordered. So the first thing that I ordered was one of their blessed yoga mats, because I've kind of been getting into like a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates. Like, you guys are gonna be so proud of me. I've been like really prioritizing stretching lately. I don't know what it is. So it's so cute, and it says blessed on it, like when you open it up. So we love that. I'm really excited. For my refills, I got more of the Oxyglow collagen, and then I got more of the chocolate milk blessed protein. This is my favorite flavor. But then I also got, I've been hearing good things about the cookie crunch flavor, so I got that one as well. We'll do a taste test of this, and I'll see how it is. Basically, I was on like a tropical wave, like channeling Hawaii, and I got mango oxy shred flavor, which I love mango. I love mango flavored things, so I was like, I need to try this. And then for another non-stim flavor, I got the Kiss My Peach, so it's just gonna taste like peaches and peach ring candy, I'm assuming. And I wanted this because I love the, what is it called? Oh my gosh, the strawberry sunrise flavor in the non-stim, and I just like wanted another flavor because I usually reach for the non-stim. And then this is a new product that they came out with. It's aqua collagen, which I have yet to try. This is in the watermelon wow flavor, and it's essentially collagen. It's bovine collagen, so it's not marine, but it also has coconut water in it. So it has electrolytes from the coconut water to help with overall hydration. So it says there's 20 grams of collagen protein per 2 scoop serving. Well, I'm excited to try this. And then I got more of the OxyShred cans because I don't know why I've been like really resonating with these. Like I just think they're so cute. So I got them in the pina colada flavor. Again, going along with like the tropical fruits. I also got a shaker cup, shaker bottle, because I literally left all of them basically at Rachel's house in Hawaii. So I literally didn't have a singular EHP Lab shaker cup, so there you go. All right, like I said, seeing as I always do my taste tests on my Instagram story and never with my YouTube family, we're gonna do it today here with you guys. So I'm gonna do the non-stim, the Kiss My Peach flavor, because it's not like really late, but it's like 2:30. And I'm so sensitive to caffeine. Color reveal, color reveal. Oh, I love that it's yellow. This is such a cute color. It looks more bright yellow. It's more like orangey. It looks like straight up Sunny D from my POV. Okay, always ice. Cute cups, linked on my Amazon storefront. Here we go. Yep, this is divine. This tastes just like that peach rings flavor. Definitely a new go-to in the rotation. I'm going with an 8. I love peach rings flavor. I lost this blue flower ring, which I did like months and months and months ago. Like sometime in the winter, I lost this ring. It was like MIA and I literally found it like at the bottom of my freaking laundry bin. But I left it at the gym like 2 days ago, and I always remember at like the randomest times, like I was falling to sleep and I like was touching my hands and I noticed that it wasn't there and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I called the next morning, they like didn't find it. My brother was there the next morning, they didn't find it. I was like, okay, I just need to go look, because they always turn up when I go look for it because it aligns with my energy. I went here, I looked for literally 30 seconds and I found it like in a crevice, but I still found it. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, so my overarching reasoning for why I see a lot of people not making progress is because they aren't doing their exercises effectively or just like optimally. So they're leaving breadcrumbs, if that makes sense. So a few of them kind of go under the same umbrella, and that is the concept of time under tension. So a lot of people rush the movement as a whole, which I'm gonna get into, but basically what time under tension means is just the amount of time that your muscle is handling that load, or is under that pressure, or under that stress, or is under that tension. And that is one of the ways to progressively overload. If you've heard me use that term before, it's essentially just a way to increase difficulty for your muscle over time to stimulate muscle growth. And one way to do that is by increasing time under tension. So my first point specifically with rushing the movement is people don't hold their contraction. They don't hold the top peak point of the movement. I see this all the time on social media, everywhere, in my own gym. I will just see people flinging the weights and just have no sort of wherewithal with any of it. And taking a second to pause, whether that's at the top of a hip thrust or when you're doing a bicep curl and you stop for it, and I'm not even talking about a long time, I'm talking about like a 1 to 2 second hold to squeeze the muscle, hone in on the contraction, and like dot your I and cross your T. It does like it makes the world of a difference. Or even when you're doing a lat pull down, hold for that 1 or 2 seconds when you hit that peak of the contraction, when your muscles are shortened or heightened or whatever point of the max tension is for that exercise. Holding it there for a second or two will make you feel it so much more and will help so much more with the effectiveness of the exercise. Now, I guess for a sub point, how do you know what point in the movement and what point in the exercise is the point with the peak tension? You should be able to feel it. So it's kind of different for each exercise. Like for example, the hardest point of a squat is when your muscles are in the lengthened position for your glutes at the bottom of a squat. That's when there's the most tension. But on the contrary, with the hip thrust, the most tension and the most load is when your muscles are in the shortened position, or when they're flexed at the top of the move, when you're kind of coming up at a tabletop position. That is the hardest point of that move. So it just depends on the nature of the movement pattern, but trust me, you will be able to feel it inherently at which point of that exercise is most difficult for you. Time to run it all. I wake up.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me.
You guys, I swear I'm a wizard. My camera straight up low-key broke again. And this happened when I was in Hawaii, the lens like wouldn't close, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I like barely, the camera like barely fell over, but like it fell right on the lens. And so like, since I just have a little baby point and shoot camera, it like the lens opens and closes when the camera turns on. And so it kind of got stuck and like the lens wouldn't close or open, and like the screen was just black. And I've been like totally in the mindset to get a new camera. And I was like, okay, like this is probably just, you need to really be in like, Liv, just get a new camera. And I was like, okay, I will get a new camera, but I still really want this one to work because it's just nice and convenient to have. And I'm not even kidding you, this morning, my brother tried to fix it yesterday and he was like, I think it's shot, Liv, like you're not gonna get it to work. And I was like, no, don't worry, by tomorrow morning I'll get it to work. Got it to work. So we're back in motion. But honestly, my brother's been the MVP these days. He's been so freaking nice. He set up his whole really nice camera for me to use. But anyways, we're gonna pick back up this video. I'm making breakfast right now. Okay, I've never done this before, but I've like rediscovered cocoa powder, if you guys have seen previous vlogs. And I'm gonna put this in my oats and see, I just put a scoop in there and I'm gonna mix it in. And I'm hoping this is just gonna make my oats turn into complete chocolate. But don't you worry, we're still adding chocolate chips. Okay, but the second reason why I see a lot of people not making progress when it comes to their training is they're going through the movement way too quickly and way too out of control. I see this countless times. Again, this is going back to that same principle of time under tension. When you are going so quickly through the movement and you're not controlling anything, you're shortening the time under tension, right? Because you're shortening the movement, meaning you're not getting as much out of the movement. But also when you get to that point, you're kind of just letting momentum and gravity take you through the movement, as opposed to you actually focusing and making that muscle work to lengthen and contract throughout the whole entire movement. When you're just kind of flinging the weights around, like literally I just saw this the other day, someone was doing bicep curls and they just were like, literally like that, like I'm not even kidding, like at that point the muscle doesn't need to do as much work because you're just utilizing momentum and gravity to bring the weight up and then gravity to put the weight back down. And it just completely ups the quality and efficiency of that exercise when you are actually going slow and controlled throughout the movement. You're thinking about it, you're slowly coming up, contracting the muscle, holding it like I said in my first tip, and then slow and controlled lowering that weight back down. Makes the world of a difference. I see is not going through the full range of motion. This is so freaking important, and this is where it's so easy to cut corners with lifting, especially if you're doing like a deficit lunge. Listen, I get it. It really hurts to really go through the lowest point to the full bottom of the movement and then go all the way back up. Same thing with the leg press. It hurts to really go all the way, get that full range of motion in there, but it's so important. Why? Because it's still continuing to increase that time under tension, which is really important for seeing progress and progressive overload. And it's also increasing the quality of that movement, because usually the hardest points of these exercises that we're doing is when you are in that full range of motion, or when your muscles are fully stretched or fully contracted, depending on the nature of the movement pattern. Those are the hardest parts of the movement, meaning that's like basically where it matters most, because that's where there's going to be the most stress and tension on your muscles, which is going to be causing that muscle growth, which is what we want. So for example, the hardest part of a lunge is at the bottom of the movement, at the bottom of the lunge when you're kneeling down. So if you're not going all the way down to the bottom, you're cutting corners and not getting that full depth and maximizing the full nature of that movement. Like I said, it's the hardest point of the movement at the bottom. So if you're not hitting that depth going all the way down, you're cutting those corners and then you're not getting the full quality out of that move. So it's so freaking important. Go through the full range of motion. I see so many people putting on more weight, which then inhibits them from going through the full range of motion, which is contradictory in my opinion. You should always be prioritizing your form and your getting through the full range of motion before you're adding on weight. For the most part, it's one thing if you're like really challenging yourself on your last set. I get it, not every set is gonna look perfect, but for the most part, you should be able to hit pretty much at least 90% of that full range of motion when it comes to depth and things like that, as opposed to just packing on more weight. Because then so many people are like, look, I'm progressing, I can do 6 planks on the leg press, but they're literally doing quarter reps. Like that doesn't count if you're not going through the full range of motion. I don't know why I didn't just open this on camera, but you guys look at this cute little package that I got from Primally Pure. I always want to say Primally Pure, but I think it's Primally Pure, probably. They just sent me the cutest little PR box. This isn't sponsored, but I have done some work with them. And look how cute. You guys, if you are looking for a natural deodorant This stuff is amazing. I know I spoke about it a little bit when I was in Hawaii as well, about just trying to find deodorants that are free of like heavy metals and all that sort of stuff with natural ingredients. And just look at how that's super minimal natural ingredients, a lot of organic ingredients as well. I also think I still have a code with them, so I'll put that on the screen. But you guys, I'm telling you, this stuff is amazing. And this is a new scent that they're just coming out with. I think it's gonna launch tomorrow. But I also have the blue tansy one, but I genuinely like this smell so much better, and it actually works like really well. I know a lot of like more natural deodorants don't work, but this, I swear, I need to put like 1 or 2 swipes and it will last me the whole day. And they also included some chapstick, which I'm really excited about. And then look, this unfortunately broke. This little teeny clip, but I think it's so cute. And they sent me an Olipop, which I recently discovered Olipop. I just tried one for the first time, and I have another one in the fridge to do a taste test for my TikTok. It's the details for me. Like, I am such a sucker for little things like this, for like marketing and branding. Like, how cute, and handwritten notes. I just can't. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna try out this chapstick because I'm not kidding. I was like, felt betrayed when I found out that Burt's Bees was not as clean as I thought it was. Wow, super smooth. I just feel like nothing feels like Burt's Bees. I'm like obsessed with Burt's Bees, it's bad. Fourth thing is that you're lacking mind to muscle connection. This again is what I mean when it's like all of these things kind of tie hand in hand in one way or another. And so when you're kind of not holding at the top of the contraction, when you're rushing through the movement, when you're not going through the full range of motion, that usually like simultaneously you're also lacking mind to muscle connection. So what is mind to muscle connection? That is when you are thinking about the muscle that you are working. I'm super huge on this, and again, this is something I kind of always inherently done, which I think has really allowed me to yield a lot of actual tangible noticeable progress in the gym. And that is that you are focused on the muscle you are working. It's more so, again, not to get into like a podcast topic that I want to do, but like this is when I say it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. It's like intention is everything. So if you're like, okay, I'm gonna go work out and hit legs, but you're just gonna mindlessly just go through the motions and not actually mentally be there and be present and focus on what you're doing, and you know, like putting in your honest effort and focusing on the quality of each singular rep, you're not gonna get a lot out of it. So that mind to muscle connection is thinking about your muscles working as you're going through the whole entire movement. So when I'm doing a squat, I'm not thinking about the homework I have to do. I'm not in school anymore. I don't know why I just used that as an example. I'm not thinking about the work I have to do. I'm not thinking about if so-and-so texts me back. Like, I'm doing my best to stay focused on that rep, take myself through that full range of motion, think about that muscle stretching as it's coming back down and thinking about it as it's contracting back up, holding at the peak of that contraction, thinking about the contraction. It's just being there mentally, being present mentally, I guess, if you will, and just thoroughly thinking through the muscle, because that's what's going to allow your muscle to actually go through a thorough contraction and go through that full range of motion and go through that stretching phase and go through that contraction phase thoroughly to then get the most out of the move. If also, in case you don't know, the reason why we are able to build muscles, because when you're going through these exercises, what's happening is that you are actually making micro tears in your muscle fibers, and then through your diet and your rest, your muscles repair those muscle fibers, and that's what causes your muscles to grow bigger and to get stronger to then adapt to handle a more challenging load the next time. You have to think of weight training and exercise as it is a process, right? So it makes sense. It's not something that like, oh, you just go through the motions and it happens. Like, there's a way that it works in order for it to work. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just show up and go through the motion, like boom, you have a huge butt and these massive biceps. You have to actually go through the process of breaking down that muscle tissue through having thorough mind to muscle connection, going through the full range of motion, holding the contraction, etc., thinking about your muscle working, and then resting and allowing your body to repair and rebuild through your nutrition and your rest period and all that sort of stuff. So that one is so huge. I kind of want to say that's like almost my #1 tip. And again, going back to the whole concept of like just going through the motions, I feel like people think like, oh, they're doing it so it's working. If you will know that your muscle is working because you're gonna feel it. So if you're not feeling it, it's probably not working. And I'm not saying to place like total, because I think there's total overhype about like feeling the burn and feeling the pump, but you should 100% feel the muscle that you are intending to target with your exercise. You should feel it working. It should feel hard, it should feel challenging. If you're not, you're most likely not doing the exercise correctly, you're not doing enough weight, or you're not mentally there and actually focusing up and recruiting the muscle through your mind. Okay, I'm getting heated. I don't know what, this is why like, because when I make videos of like being a trainer, like I get way too like, I get too passionate about it, and I'm like, But it's all love, you guys. I promise I'm not mad and not tense. It's like I just speak with passion. So that's why I get like, I can't help it. You guys, I really can't get over that my camera is just like miraculously working again. It's making me so happy. But I'm gonna go to the gym, it's leg day, and I think I'm gonna wear these Viola Amplify biker shorts. I think the biker shorts are even better than Livfiit's like short Amplify shorts. They're even more flattering. And then this is a super old Livfiit crop top, but I love navy and light purple to die for. And then I'm just gonna put this white sports bra underneath. Cute, love. Alrighty, and just like that, we're back in the whip, back in the gym parking lot. What else is new? I swear 80% of my videos are filmed right here. Also, my wrist has been acting up for some reason. But anyways, my final tip thing that I have for you guys is that people are not adjusting their form for them. What do I mean by that? Kind of similar to what my overall point was with mind to muscle connection. If you're not feeling it, it's probably not working. So a lot of people will just do the exercise, but they don't tweak their form so that they're actually feeling it in the right spot. Now, there's definitely like a textbook correct form for each exercise, but everyone's body anatomy is a little bit different, meaning they're gonna have to tweak the form a little bit to see where they feel it best. Everyone's body is different. I feel like that's also something that's so just not even deemed as relevant in the online fitness community. Like everyone's like, no, this is the textbook way to do it. Like, you're wrong. It's a little bit different for everyone, and it's okay. It's supposed to be that way. Like, our bodies are all different. Like, it literally, your squat form literally goes down to how long your femur bone is. That is gonna make someone's squat form vary from one person to the next. So it really completely depends also with that person's ankle and hip mobility. So exercises are gonna look different for everyone, and so it's kind of up to you to play around with the movement pattern, with your form, to see where you feel it best, when you feel it best, and how you feel the exercise best. And again, when you're able to tweak your form and hone in on it for what's best for you, that's what's going to allow you to have better mind to muscle connection and then get more out of the exercise, and then also allow you to fully go through the range of motion because it's comfortable for you. You're able to actually concentrate on the raising and lowering portion of the movement, and you're able to hone in on that contraction, everything, etc. Basically everything I've been saying throughout this whole entire video. So my biggest pointer would be to play around with like your foot placement. So whether your feet are close together, farther apart, angled in, angled out, and these are micro movements. I'm not talking about like shoulder width to like huge sumo position. Like, those are two completely different foot placements, but you can play around. I'm talking like micro movements of like centimeters, okay, inches, little degrees in and out, right? Also grip wise, so play around with overhand grip, underhand grip, vice two and I don't know what that's called when one's overhand, one's underhand, and vice versa. Okay, play around with things like that. Play around with where your foot is in relation to the rest of your body, all that sort of stuff. Like when I'm doing a lunge, I'm really playing around with where I'm putting my foot so that my ankle is directly underneath my knee. I really focus on sinking into that movement. That's what makes me feel it the most in my glutes. So there's things like that where you're kind of able to tweak it a little bit to heighten the depth and find the optimal range of motion and movement pattern for you and your body. Goes a super freaking long way. So I honestly really like this video. So those are my 5 tips to help you if you have been seeing a plateau with building muscle in the gym. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2. I definitely can do a second part, but like in terms of your nutrition, things you may be doing that's allowing you to not see results and progress. Just might have to. But I'm gonna go hit legs now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you guys so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.